Good morning. It is April 13th, day 55 of Bama to Baxter. It's day 20, I believe, on the AT. Just left Standing Bear Hostel. Getting on trail, ran into my buddy Tights. He was headed in and I was headed out. Standing Bear Hostel, Jose, is a really good stopover between coming out of the Smokies and going into Hot Springs. You can get cleaned up. They got some resupply options there to get you to Hot Springs. I thought there was better resupply than what I had expected. Yeah, pretty cool atmosphere, bonfire at night, but I got in so late. I was just trying to get things done, getting ready to get back on trail today. Today I'm just doing a short day, somewhere around 7 to 8 miles. It's only about 31 miles to Hot Springs, so trying to get there in about 2.5 days, I would say. And then I'm taking a day off in Hot Springs, so onward we go. So that was really cool. In that opening up there by that AT sign, I ran into Tin Man. Tin Man's from the Netherlands, but apparently he's watched a few of the videos, but that wasn't the cool thing. What he's doing is amazing. I thought my 25-mile day was big. Apparently he did like 45 miles yesterday. He's cruising. He's doing the Eastern Continental Trail, which I think that's about 5,400 miles. In addition to that, he's also doing the entire Benton MacKaye Trail, which adds extra miles to the ECT. And then when he gets up north, he's doing the Vermont Long Trail, which is, again, in addition to the ECT. And then he's also looking to do the New England Trail, which goes through Connecticut and Mass. That's like another 215 miles or so. Overall, he's doing like 6,200 miles this year. He's a pretty cool guy. We chatted for a bit, so it was really nice to meet him. I'm sure he'll pass me here in a short few minutes. I made it to camp, a little over 8 miles today. First time using the tarp since I got out of the Smokies. It's supposed to rain tonight, and started to rain around 3 a.m. So going with this setup, the lower A-frame. Trying it without the sleeping pad tonight. It's warmer, so I'm just trying it out for comfort, see how it works out. But next to the stream, the best area I can find here. Tied back to this tree. So thanks for watching. Hope you all have a good night. Good morning. Day 56, Bama to Baxter, 21st day on the AT. It is April 14th. Had a very peaceful night's sleep last night by that stream. First night in the tarp since I got out of the Smokies. No one snored nearby me, so that was good. Rained a little bit, but just a light rain. Nothing too bad. It's been sprinkling on and off here. It's supposed to rain throughout the day. I've got about 5.5 miles before I get to the Max Patch area. It's usually a pretty nice place on the AT in North Carolina, but I think it was last fall they closed it down for camping due to the amount of trash that people were leaving up there in the area. So it's like a temporary closure. Yeah, so that's a shame, or else I would have planned to probably camp up there last night. But still looking forward to seeing that area. It's supposed to be a really nice place. Looking to do somewhere in the 15 to 20 mile range today to set me up for a shorter day getting into Hot Springs tomorrow. Onward we go. Headed up to Max Patch. Not gonna get any views today. Just had a tragedy strike. Went to put away my umbrella earlier and one of the rods just snapped. I was thinking about getting rid of it in warmer weather, but I guess it's gonna find a trash can now. Saved me that 4.5 ounces. Well, it finally stopped raining, which I'm very happy for because I hadn't put my rain jacket on soon enough. I was pretty cold earlier, and I just passed my 700 mile mark for Bama to Baxter. So that's really cool. I've got about 7 miles left for the day, and that should give me about 20 miles and then leave me only about 4 miles to get into town tomorrow. But yeah, just crossed the 700 mile mark. Onward we go. Just sitting here doing my business. These privies in North Carolina, after you get out of the Smokies, they're almost comical. I mean, barely enough walls, not much privacy to these. That one's actually bigger. That privie's bigger than the one that was at the shelter area where I stayed last night, but I had to show that. Those are just, man, they're so small and open. Kind of funny. Just went up and down Bluff Mountain, back hiking with Frodo. Yeah, my knees have been hurting a little bit the past couple days. That last day in the Smokies, that was about 7,000 feet of elevation descent, that 25 mile day. So I've been feeling it the past couple days. So we got about 4 miles to get to camp. Alright, made it to camp. Frodo picked this lovely campsite here. We're stealth camping, true stealth camping tonight. Frodo set up over there. It was almost 22 miles. We were both done for the day. So just making the best of this here. Trying to dry out the tarp tonight. It's not supposed to rain, so got this setup going with the ridge line to try and dry my stuff out. So that'll be it. We're going into town tomorrow, so thanks for watching. Hope y'all have a good night. Good morning. Day 57, Bama to Baxter. Day 22 on the AT. It is April 15th. Just getting started here. Did not rain last night, so that was good. And all my tarp got dried out because I think it was a little wet yesterday. But we got about 6 to 6.5 miles for pizza and burgers. We will be in where are we going? Hot Springs today. Staying at the, I think it's the Laughing Heart Hostel. So yeah, about 6 miles to get into town. leaves are starting to come in. Feeling more like spring. Coming into the town of Hot Springs. I can smell the burgers already. Woohoo. Good morning. Day 58, Bama to Baxter. I think it's day 23 maybe of the AT. I took the day off today. My Laughing Heart Hostel in Hot Springs, North Carolina. Slept in this morning. Proto and Tights, and I went out to eat last night. My room's a mess. I'm just getting ready. Got my food out, or what I have left here. Getting ready to go resupply and stop at the diner in town to get something to eat. And then I'll get back on trail tomorrow. It's about 4 days to get to Irwin, Tennessee. I'll leave you with some shots of the hostel area and in town. Overall, this is a great trail town. Glad I decided to take a day off here. Everything's really conveniently located. Not even a half-mile walk to get into the main part of town, where there's an outfitter, couple different options for resupply. There's a Dollar General, just a general store in town, and different restaurant options. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you all have a great day. Well, I'm back from town. I got my resupply. I got a few different things this time. I'm really kind of getting sick of all my food, or like my normal lunch and dinners is what I'm really getting. I'm kind of done with eating rice. I'm done with spam and tuna packets, all that stuff. So this time for dinners, I got some tortilla like shells that I'm gonna spread peanut butter on. And I really love like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with like Doritos crushed into it. So with the tortilla and peanut butter, I also got a bag of Doritos that I want to mix in with it. But I also thought I'd go over some gear changes. I just crossed like the 700-mile mark before I came into town. So I figured it was a good chance to go over maybe some of my gear changes I've made and some of the things I'm getting ready to send home. I'm not quite ready to get rid of all my cold weather stuff, but there's some things that I just haven't used for the first 700 miles. The first one I switched out in Blue Ridge is my water filter. I went back to the Katahdin Be Free instead of the Sawyer Squeeze, so I've been using this now for about 350 miles. So I just prefer this better. They both work good. That I went over, I switched out I sent home my tarp, sent home my tent, switched out to a tarp. That was a long time ago. So I'm really digging the tarp setup. We'll see how I like it in the summertime. I'm not sure how I'll like it with like the heat with all the bugs and that. So let's see. One of the things I'm sending home is I have these mittens, these Enlightened Equipment mittens. I've used these one time. I used them in the first day of the Smokies when it was really cold and windy. But that's the only time I've used them. So what I'm doing, I'm sending these home, but in replace of them, if it's a really cold day, I still have the option. These are my Enlightened Equipment booties. I'll sleep in these in like really cold nights, so while I'm hiking, if I need extra warmth on my hands, I can always just wrap these around my hands. So I'm not getting rid of any warmth there, just I have other options. I also have like 2 pair of glove liners. This is 1 pair. I have not used these at all, so I'm sending these home. I still have another pair of glove liners, possum glove liners from Z-Packs that I've been using quite a bit. I started out this trip with ankle compression sleeves because when I was first starting this trip, I had some tendonitis in my Achilles area. I haven't used these for a couple weeks now. I don't feel like I need them anymore. So those are going home. I started this trip off with 4 pairs of socks. I've only used 2 pair. I basically hike in 1 pair of socks, whether they're wet. If they're wet in the morning, I still put them on. and then I have 1 pair of socks to sleep in. I'm sticking with 3 pair, but I'm sending the 4th pair home. It's just not necessary. So it still gives me left with 1 backup pair of socks when I need it. This little neck gaiter, I've only used this a handful of times, but it's another piece of gear that I probably haven't used this thing in about, well, I used it once in the Smokies, but besides that, I haven't used it for about 3 weeks or so. So I'm sending this guy home. One piece of gear, it's like kind of, I love it and hate it at the same time. It's a Sea to Summit Arrows ultralight pillow. These pillows I'm not a big fan of. They just kind of move around on me all night. So for I'd say the past 3 or 4 nights, I haven't used it. I had planned on sending it home in the warmer temperatures anyway, but lately what I've been doing is taking my puffy jacket, wrapping my buff around it, and that's been my pillow, and that's much more comfortable. So the inflatable pillow's going home. And then when I started the AT, I had my wife send me an extra pair of like long underwear and the only time I've used these, the first night of the Smokies, I used them for extra warmth, and I've used them like 2 different days to hike in, but I just don't feel I need these anymore. During the day, if it's cold, I'll hike in the basically the long, basically my sleep layer that I use at night. So it saves me about a half a pound a gear that I'm sending home. So overall, that's it. That's gonna be it for this video. I'll head back on trail, headed to Irwin, Tennessee tomorrow. So I hope you all have a good night.